There is a better way to understand knife balance than just simply finding its fulcrum. I always tell people there is a distinct difference between a cheap knife and an affordable knife. And I don't carry cheap things. A cheap knife doesn't have good balance. You're gonna feel very disconnected. It's not gonna be designed in a way that is comfortable. But when we look at these two knives that are really well made, you're gonna think they're a lot alike. And they are in some ways, but they do balance differently if we're talking a Western philosophy of balance, much like a scale or a fulcrum. So this knife with a Japanese handle, that's a hidden tang, so the tang narrows out and it stops about here, so there's a lot less metal. Where in this Western stylized knife, we have that classic Western handle, a bolster, full tang, and metal rivets. This is heavier in the handle, and when I hold them in a static way, this tends to want to just fall forward if I let go. And conversely, with more weight in the handle when I let go, this is gonna fall back. But a well-built knife has an overall feeling of balance when it is in motion. And a big part of that is all about proper grip. So try to get away from holding a knife like this, where we are back too far. Now, whether I'm on that knife that has a little bit more weight in the blade or a little bit more weight in the handle, even with this knife that has more weight in the handle, it's wanting to fall forward on me. Now, proper grip. Pinch on the handle, pinch on the neck, or get your middle finger in the choil and pinch on the spine. Now the knife is an extension of my hand. I'm not fighting it forward or fighting it backward. And when I use these two side by side with that proper grip, they feel the same and they're going to perform exactly the same. Now, going back to my comment about a well-made knife is going to have great balance. Even if we look at some outliers, classic German 10-inch blade. Classically German knives are very thick at the spine. We do have that bolster. This is a weighty knife. And of course, in that static way of holding it, yeah, it's going to want to fall forward. But as soon as I get the proper grip on there and the knife is in motion, it does have that overall feeling of balance. And I find that to be true with these other styles of larger bladed knives. A classic bunka, but tall this way. The taper on this starts at about the halfway mark. So there's a fair amount of steel on the blade. And once again, holding it in that static manner, yeah, it's gonna wanna fall forward. But once I start using it, I'm not fighting the knife falling forward. I'm not fighting the knife falling back. It is very comfortable with that overall feeling of balance. Same with this tall series Gyuto that's pretty thick at the spine as well. Got that classic chef knife. Yeah, wants to fall forward just holding it like this, but when I'm using the knife, feels like an extension of my hand. I can definitely feel the weight there, but I'm not fighting that weight. Same with a Chinese style chef knife. This thing is all blade, right? Wants to fall forward, but when I'm using it, I'm not fighting the knife. It's just gonna give me a lot of confidence, more control, and make cooking more fun. Now, this is an outlier. This is a meat cleaver. It is all blade. It is so thick at the spine, and it doesn't really have much of a taper until very down low. This is intended to be blade forward or blade heavy because it is meant to break down larger pieces of meat and have striking cuts towards bone, sinew, cutting board, and it needs to have the strength and weight to withstand that kind of use. This is definitely not a knife that I want to do any fine detailed work with because in this regard, I am certainly fighting to get the blade off of the cutting board. Also, it's just too fat. It would want to wedge food open. It's not going to give clean or precise cuts. I'm Chef Elan, owner of Element Knife Company. Our ethos has always been support and education. And when you're in love with knives and cooking like I am, you want to share it with the world. We make a lot of content that reflects our products and how to use them. If you find value in what we're doing, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel and keeps us doing what we love. To learn more, check out our resources in our Learn Center at elementknife.com. And if you're interested in any of today's products, links in the description. Thank you so much for watching.